Hey everybody, it's Holly here at Open Hearts Wellness. On this sunny afternoon, I'm going to be guiding you through a advanced power flow sequence. So just being mindful of your breath, taking rest if you need it, and of course never getting into any positions that cause any sharp pains. And if you do, just take a lighter variation of the posture. So we'll just start seated. And I do have a bolster here, so if you have a bolster, you can use that to prop yourself up on, or maybe using a pillow underneath the sit bones, guiding the knees just below the waistline, sucking the navel to the spine. We'll rest the hands, the palms, just down to the thighs. Shoulder blades come together and down the back, and gently humbling the chin. The eyes can begin to close. Rooting through the sit bones, growing tall through the spine. Beginning to notice the natural rhythm of our breath. Noticing the inhale, whether they're shallow. Maybe noticing the exhales and if they're catching. Maybe your breath feels really good and easy today. Or maybe it needs a little more control to slow down, to find a restorative and restful breath. You can begin to breathe in through the nose, taking a larger inhale. And smoothing out the breath on the exhale, swirling the breath in the back of the throat, creating a wave-like sound. This breath warms us from the inside, engages the core, and keeps our mind focused to the present moment. Let each exhale bring softening into the face, the jaw. Let each inhale bring in a new energy, a new vibrant energy to bring into your day. You can imagine as you inhale, maybe inhaling love or light, energy, peace, calming. And letting go on every exhale, softening in the physical body and letting go of any mental tension. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Letting the inhale match the exhale, smoothing out the rhythm of the breath. And on the final exhale, releasing the chin to the chest. Beginning to rock gently from side to side. And gradually working your way up to full neck circles. And moving naturally for you, however feels nice. arriving at a neutral neck on an inhale. And you can release the hands just down to the sides. Inhale, we'll sweep the right arm up. And as we exhale, we'll let the right arm fall towards the mat space. Full rotation of the shoulder. Inhale, left arm. And exhale to sweep the left arm down and in front. Continue breathing. Inhale, moving from side to side. Working through this rotator cuff. Inhale and exhale. One more. Bringing the hands just to heart center, we'll press the thumbs into the sternum. If you'd like to set any further intention for your practice, setting it now. Just giving yourself these next few moments to be present, to leave the worries aside, and to dive into your practice. And exhale, release, blinking the eyes open. We'll roll off the bolster and make our way to a tabletop position. If you need to check in with the wrists or the ankles, you can quickly roll them out. Pressing the hands into the mat space, we'll slightly curl the toes underneath us. We're going to engage through the core by just hovering the knees up the mat space. Breathing. As you inhale, slowly raising the hips up and back, finding a downward facing dog. On an inhale, glide yourself forward to a plank pose. As you exhale, gentle bend in the knees, press into the hands, shoot back to down dog. Inhale to plank. Bending in the knees, exhale, down dog. Start to wave in the body, moving with your breath. And we'll stick in our down dog on the next exhale. Planting into the left hand, we'll lift the right arm up and cross it towards the left thigh or left shin. Twisting, maybe gazing under the left arm, twisting through the body. The right hand will plant to the mat space. And we'll release the left as it crosses over to the right thigh, behind the right knee. And exhale. Taking the gaze under the right arm, twisting through the body, and inhale. Downward facing dog. Taking 2 final breaths, maybe bending in the knees. And gazing towards the top of the mat space, begin to tiptoe forward. Finding a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, this time fold, release, bend in the knees. You can wrap the arms around the calves. Or place the hands to the back of the head. Releasing through the crown of the head, pulling towards the mat space. And on your next inhale, beginning to roll up to standing. You can stretch the arms up overhead, maybe a little side movement or gazing up, lifting through the chest, and release. Stepping to the top of your mat space, rooting into the feet, we'll start in mountain pose, planting the 3 corners of the feet into the mat space. Gentle bend in the knees, tailbone tucking down, shoulders together, and palms down by the sides. Starting to really try to link breath with movement, we'll roll through 3 sun salutation A's. On your next inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back to a plank pose. Holding in our plank pose, inhale. And exhale, we'll lower the knees on our first round. Elbows graze the ribs, belly hits the mat. Inhale through cobra. Exhale to lower, curl the toes behind you. Let's press straight through plank pose up to downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Gazing to the top of the mat space. You can step, walk, or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to sweep the arms up. 2 more rounds. Picking up the pace as you fold. Hands plant, shoot back or step back to your plank pose. Exhale to bend in the elbows. Inhale to roll over the toes, finding upward facing dog. Exhale to flatten out the back, plank pose, and down dog. Sighing out through the mouth for a breath. Gazing between the hands, hop, step, or float. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Last round. And moving with your breath. Try to get 1 breath per movement, keeping the back flat, the gaze down on your half lift. And this time choosing maybe a downward facing dog or a child's resting pose. Taking 3 breaths. If you're in a child's resting pose, we'll meet up in a downward facing dog. Gazing to the top of the mat space and stepping forward. Finding our halfway lift, inhale. And exhale to fold. Sweep the arms up, grow tall, lift up, lift the chest. And release. Stepping the feet about hip-width distance apart. Rooting into the mat space, sweep the arms up as you inhale. And exhale to sink down to a chair pose. Rounding out the low back and gazing down to see the toes. You can choose to stay here or maybe raising the toes up off the mat space. Exhale a little lower. 2 breaths. Inhale. And as you exhale, you can fold forward. Halfway lift, hands glide to the shins. Exhale to fold, planting the hands, finding plank pose, and flowing through your vinyasa. From our downward facing dog, we'll inhale the right leg up behind us. Exhale to bend the right knee and shift forward to a plank pose. Hold. Inhale to send it back. Exhale to plank pose, bringing the right knee in. Inhale, three-legged down dog. This next exhale, we'll plant the right foot between the hands and rise up to our warrior one. Sweep the arms up, inhale. Exhale, let the fingertips float forward and then hover behind you. Hold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to hover the arms in front and then extending them behind. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale to lower the hands back down to the mat space. As we step back to plank pose, keep the right leg hovering. And exhale, bending in the elbows. Chaturanga up dog. Pressing back to a plank pose and a down dog. Rooting into the right foot, inhale the left leg up behind you. Exhale to bend in the left knee, gliding forward to a plank pose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale to round in and hover, engage the core. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Last one, we'll plant the left foot all the way through. Inhale to rise. Using the breath, lift the arms, raise the chest up. And exhale, fingertips forward, down to the mat space, and then extending behind you. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale. Hold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, plant the hands. Stepping back to plank, keep that left leg hovered. And exhale to lower. Shine the heart as you breathe in. And down and back, down dog or child resting pose. Sighing out through the mouth will help to release heat. Creating more space. One more breath. Finding a downward facing dog, gazing between the hands, stepping forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold, bend in the knees, feet hip width distance apart, sweep the arms up, arrive in chair pose. Sink down a little deeper. Checking that we can see the toes. This time we're gonna pop up to the tip toes. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale to fold, plant the hands, shoot back to plank pose. Lowering through your chaturanga, upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. Inhale the right leg up behind you. Exhale to plant it between the hands. Rising up, warrior one. Holding in this warrior one for 3 breaths. Settling in, steady the gaze. You can release the hands down by the sides and begin to step the left foot in slightly. Straightening in the lead leg, shine the heart, exhale to fold. Planting the hands on the mat space in line with the toes, pivoting to the tip toe of the left foot, gentle bend in the right knee. Guide the left leg up behind you, standing splits. As you exhale, guide the left knee behind the right knee and toe tap the left toes. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, toe tap. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, stretch the left leg up, planting the hands to the mat space. If you'd like to play in a little handstand prep, you can bend in the right knee and play with kicking up. And when you feel done, releasing the left foot back to the mat space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Feet hip-width distance apart, bending in the knees. Last one, chair pose. Sweep the arms up. Finding the breath. Two more. Inhale and exhale to fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale to fold, plant the hands, step back to plank. Lowering through your vinyasa. And finding a down dog. Inhale the left leg up behind you. Exhale to plant it between the hands, rising up to warrior one. Notice the shoulders, if they're tight by the ears, soften on an exhale, guiding the left knee towards the pinky toe rather than towards the big toe. One more breath. And exhale, releasing the hands by the side, stepping in with the right foot, straightening in the left leg, shine the heart, inhale, and fold. Taking a moment in this hamstring stretch before taking it any further. Then pivoting to the tiptoes of the right foot, hands in the mat space, send the right leg up behind you. Exhale to bend in the knees, guiding the right knee behind the left, toe tap. Inhale, send it up. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Send the right leg up high. And from here, we can play with some handstand prep. Rooting into the hands, pressing all 10 fingertips. And when you're ready, releasing the right leg. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Sweep the arms up. Release the hands through heart center. Taking about 3 to 5 breaths here. Just letting go of that sequence so far. If you feel lightheaded at all from playing in an inversion, you You can just bring the arms up overhead. Stepping to the top of your mat space. Rooting into the right foot, we're going to take a big step back with the left, finding our warrior two. Reaching the arms out, gazing over the front middle finger. Again, bringing the right knee towards the pinky toe, really opening through the hips, soft in the gaze. Flipping the right palm open, gliding the left arm down the left leg. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale through center, releasing the right elbow to the right thigh. Sweep the left arm. Should be a nice straight line from the left foot all the way to the left fingertips. Inhale to reverse the warrior. Sweep the arms up. Exhale through center. Right elbow to the knee and sweep the left arm up. If you want to challenge here, you can lift the right arm up as well. Hold for 3. And inhale. Exhale to soften in. 2 more breaths in your warrior two. And release. We're going to pivot in the legs. You can straighten in the right leg. We're going to pivot the right foot so it's parallel to the short edge. And the left toe is pointing off, finding our warrior two. Just reversing in our gaze point, softening in, guiding the left knee to the left little toe. And try to keep the shoulders stacked just above the hips, not leaning too much forward or back. Try to stack them right over top of the hips and engage all the way through to the fingertips. Flipping the left palm open. Inhale to reverse. Exhale through warrior two, releasing the left elbow to the thigh. Inhale, sweeping the right arm up. Inhale, sweep all the way back to a reverse. Exhale, release the elbow to the knee. Right arm extends up. Option to take it a little bit further. 3 breaths. Inhale to rise. Exhale to settle in, staying for 2 more breaths. Bringing strength on our mat, bringing strength into our lives. 1 more breath. And exhale, releasing the hands, straightening in the lead leg. We're going to find a nice forward fold. So checking maybe what feels best for your feet. I have mine parallel to the short edges of the mat space. You can bring the hands just to the hips, and we'll start by just shining the heart up, letting the head and neck fall back. And exhale to fold. Hands hit the mat space. You can walk the hands over first to the right foot. You can grab for the ankle or the shin and then fall into that side. Walking the hands all the way over to the left side. And exhale to find your stretch. Walking the hands back through center, choosing to stay just in a forward fold. Or if you can place the head to the mat space, palms are on the mat space, elbows are bent, you can play with floating up into a headstand. And just coming out the same way you came in. And taking your time there to play. When you come down and out of your headstand, inhale, finding a halfway lift. Supporting the low back, bringing the hands to the low back, sucking the inner thighs together, begin to rise all the way up. And let the arms float up overhead. You can rest the hands down to the heart space, bringing the feet closer together. We'll find 5 breaths here, slowing down the breath to play in a little balancing. If you've set an intention for your practice, you can bring that intention back into your third eye space. And maybe repeating that intention to yourself on every inhale, sighing out to release on the exhales. You can release the hands by the sides. We'll step to the top of the mat space, sweeping the arms up. Inhale. And exhale to fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, find plank. Staying in our plank pose. We'll shift the right hand to the center of the mat space. Rolling to the right side of the right foot. Sweep the left arm up, finding some balance here. You can keep the gaze down, choosing to stay here, maybe to lower the knee, or to play in different variations. We can play in a tree pose, or you can play by extending the left leg up. And exhale to lower. Finding plank pose. Then we'll bring the left hand to the center of the mat space, shifting over to the left side. Keeping the gaze down, choosing which variation you'd like to play with, maybe lowering the knee, or challenging yourself with a tree pose, or extending the right leg up. Find a little bit of breath here. And release. Lowering the knees. Take a slow vinyasa. Breathe in, shine the heart. And exhale. Curling the toes underneath you, send the hips up and back, down dog. From here, we're going to step the feet to either sides of the hands and sink down into the knees. Finding first our low malasana squat. You can bring the hands up to heart center and guiding the elbows into the knees. If you have a pillow or something nearby and you'd like to make this more restorative, you can tuck it under your sit bones. If we'd like to play a little more, you can plant the hands into the mat space, coming to the tip toes of the feet, and we'll set up for a crow pose. If you have a pillow again nearby, you might want to place this just above the hands in case you tip forward. Keeping the gaze on the mat space, bending into the elbows, making a little shelf for your knees to rest. Shifting the weight forward, and start by just lifting one toe and then the other. Maybe you raise both toes up, finding crow pose. If you have a strong crow pose in your practice, you can play with popping back to plank pose. Inhale. And everybody begin to shift back to a child's resting pose. Bringing the knees closer together, we'll roll up to a seated position, sitting back to the heels, bringing the hands to heart center, maybe rolling out the wrists. You can interlace the hands behind us, finding some lifting in the chest. Opening up through the collarbones. Inhale, gaze up. And as you exhale, begin to round forward, keeping the hands interlaced. First the third eye hits, and then maybe you shift up and roll onto the crown of the head. Exhale to lower to a rock pose, releasing the hands. Bringing the hands to the mat space. Pressing up through a tabletop position. We'll shift the legs off to one side, finding our sit bone. We're going to make our way down to our backs. If you have a bolster or a pillow at home and you'd like to place it just under the knees to allow for a little more relaxation in our Shavasana today, you can place one there, assisting your body down to a laying position. And invite the knees into the chest or make any other final movements here. Maybe you'd like to extend the legs up like you're standing on the ceiling. Allowing the fluid from the legs to come back into circulation. If shoulder stand is in your practice, you could play in a shoulder stand here. Wrap the arms around the shins, giving yourself a hug. If you're planning to take a twist, shifting the hips to the opposite side that the knees will fall, just to protect the low back. If you're ready to dive right into a Shavasana, that is also open to you. If you've taken your twist in one direction, just matching it and twisting in the other. Wringing out our core of all of our final toxins. When you're ready to find stillness, letting the mat catch our bodies. Keep the mind engaged to this practice, pulling it in. You can listen to all the sounds in the space you're in to stay connected. The scents that you're smelling. Maybe the sun is beaming through the window and warming your skin. Stay engaged for a moment longer, finding your breath, softening and releasing. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching. Namaste.